Alright, what's up, trolls and girls? Now, I wanted to make a little video based on what I saw last night on DSP stream, and I'm pretty sure you're going to get a kick out of this one. So, Phil ended last night's stream with $57. He was happy to hit the tier 1 goal, but I didn't give a shit about that. Some of the pay pigs stuck out to me, including one person in particular that I've covered before. Let's go ahead and listen to the first clip.
I received a $24 tip from Captain James Tiberius Kirk. He says, Stardate 49341.7. The chat room appears to be strangely inoperable. Once again, I cannot see my text in chat, but I'm capable of donating. I'm heading towards the closet to procure Magnum XLs for a party tonight. Interesting. Kirk out. Well, I don't know what to tell you, Kirk. Again, I did not. I certainly did not ban you. You're not banned. So I don't know what's going on. I don't know why you can't talk in the chat at all. It seems to be some weird thing with you and YouTube where sometimes you can talk and sometimes you can't. Weren't you here earlier today? I think you were, right? So that's Canadian Kirk. And to be careful with those Magnum XLs, I've heard that they sometimes are very small. Too small for you. Okay. So thank you, Canadian Kirk. Thank you for the very generous tip.
Yeah, so generous, in fact, that you couldn't even get his name right. The guy tipped is Captain James Tiberius Kirk. And by the end of Phil rambling, it turns into Canadian Kirk. And I looked it up, by the way. William Shatner, who played Captain Kirk, is from Canada, but I guarantee you that ain't why Phil did that. It was probably the total of fucking a whine, but going back to the beginning of it, I'm not even going to repeat the dumb shit this idiot said. You know, this is what these people think is funny. Role-playing as some stupid robot and throwing in the fact that he needs XXL Magnum condoms. Which, at first I was thinking it was probably Lysa for Soul, but the more I thought about it, the more another name popped into my head, and that's Battle Duck 9000, and maybe I'll go over that at a different time. But apparently the tipper thinks they're banned, which probably leans towards Lysa for Soul because how many times has this dumb fuck been banned? DSP then tells him that he definitely didn't ban him, and of course you didn't, Phil. This loser gives you money. He then goes on to say that it's probably some issue with YouTube and to essentially figure it out your fucking self, which, to be honest, that's exactly what this idiot gets. DSP just takes your money, gives you absolutely nothing in return for it, doesn't even laugh at your dumbass joke, and then just goes back to playing the video game. I love it. And speaking of getting absolutely nothing in return for your money, that brings us to the next clip.
We'll give it a go, though. All right. I received a $2 tip from Radical Jaws. I can't wait for your summer event. Call it Phil's Bikini and Brawl. And dress up as Cammy in a bikini. Don't worry, I'm completely joking. Viva the Street Fighter on Friday. All right. I'm glad that you're joking. I was going to say that I dress up like a Zangief and go completely topless and we just wear like red underwear. I mean, I have the body hair for it, for sure. I got the look down, I think. So, there you go. But anyway, thank you for that. And I received another tip. A $5 tip. From Alex. Says, I'm enjoying these streams. I bought this game. I thought this game would be over once you beat Xset the first time. I'm glad this game continues. I think you'd find it difficult. It's fun watching you play. No exaggeration. I do feel this is the hardest of all the classic Final Fantasies. I think 5, they're really going for that. Then in 6, it gets easier, but has a way more epic story. So, gameplay-wise, though, this is really tough compared to the other ones. So, thank you very much, Alex, for the tip. Thank you guys for the support again. It sure would be nice if we could hit the Tier 1 tips goal. Speaking of the devil, I just received a $13 tip from Crystal Laser. He says, here you go, Phil. I await the day you will play Mega Man Battle Network Legacy Collection. Well, we'll see if we ever get to it. I wasn't opposed to it, but it didn't seem people really wanted it that much. And that's why we didn't do it earlier this year. So with that, we have hit our Gunner Glasses goal. Hallelujah. We didn't even hit it on the first stream. We hit it on the late stream, so thank you for that. Let's get the Gunner Glasses on. Thank you for that.
I swear, man, it's just an endless supply of these idiots tipping. One gets off the roller coaster, another one immediately gets on and takes his place. But the regard known as Radical Jaws tips $2 and tells Phil that he can't wait for his Street Fighter playthrough, where Phil dresses up in a bikini and brawls. These fucking people make me sick, man. Phil then says he'd rather play as Zangief topless and in red underwear. He then says that he has enough body hair for that cosplay. Phil, I absolutely dare you to come out topless and in red underwear for your next Street Fighter playthrough. I mean, you already came out as Hillary Clinton last time. You might as well do it again. But Phil then uses those tips that he got to immediately beg for the Tier 1 tips goal. And then almost on cue, another regard tips $13 to get him there. In this regard, we're going to spend the rest of the video talking about. So, Crystal Laser tips $13 and says, "Good evening, Phil. I await the day you play Mega Man Battle Network Legacy Collection." And in typical Phil fashion, he stalls, makes a few excuses, and says we'll see about that. He then immediately moves on to saying that they hit the Tier 1 tips goal and that he's grateful because they didn't even hit it on the first stream. I don't understand why these losers can't get it through their head that Phil isn't going to do what you ask him to, no matter how many times you try. If you aren't a trusted, loyal, long-time pay pig, suggestions go in one ear and out the other. But let's listen to the next clip and Crystal Laser desperately trying to cling on to Phil in this playthrough. We also get a special appearance by, well, I'm sure you'll know who it is once you hear the message.
Crystal Laser, the Minotaur that you killed was the brother of the Minotaur you killed in the pyramid that talked to you. I don't remember a Minotaur talking to me, but okay. Oh, that's right. Didn't he say my brother will get you? I think he said that, right? He said my brother will get you or something like that. Well, so much for that. So, by the way, I received a $1 tip. Yes. Basically, the $1 tipper says, can you please explain to the audience that when you're talking about trolling in chat, it's trolling itself, and please stop. I agree. Stop saying the trolls are losing. Oh, the trolls, the trolls. No one fucking cares. Shut up about the trolls. Any mention of trolling literally should be a violation of the rules and be a ban. It should be. Unless someone is actively trolling badly in the chat and having issue, you know, and then you say, hey, Phil, can you moderate for me because someone's trolling? That's different. But if you're sitting here talking about trolls all fucking night, nobody cares. So, shut up about that. Thanks. Okay.
Well, Phil, your dumbass pay pigs seem to care. Otherwise, they wouldn't have brought it up. And by the way, I'll give you one guess on who that was. But DSP essentially tells his chat to stop saying that the trolls are losing and to stop talking about the trolls. And if you don't, it'll result in a ban. Well, then maybe you should ban yourself, Phil, because you talk about the trolls every fucking day. And by the way, if Phil getting $57 on the night stream and $30 on the day stream is us losing, damn it, it feels pretty good to lose, and it should happen more often. But going back to the beginning of the clip, Crystal Laser says, quote, "The Minotaur that you killed was the brother of the Minotaur that you killed in the pyramid that talked to you," unquote. Phil then says, "I have no clue what you're talking about," and then gives him some half-hearted answer of, "Oh yeah, that's right, I think I remember that." Again, he doesn't fucking care, but these people lack the social awareness to pick up on it. This brings us to the next screenshot, and Crystal Laser wasn't done yet. He does a $20 super chat and says, why not? You could make it a goal to play all the mainline Final Fantasy games besides 11 and 14. I'm working on 8B right now, and I will have done so. Also, don't forget Mystic Quest, Tactics, and Typo someday. And yes, Dum, he's definitely going to get right on it and play those games for you. He might even do it tomorrow, but it's just more of the same. As soon as somebody gets off the Ferris wheel, another one immediately jumps right in to take their place. It doesn't matter that the Ferris wheel is broken and not even moving. They're just content to fucking sit there, throw their government money into the black hole, ask the same stupid questions over and over, and get nothing in return for it. And if you don't believe me, let's listen to the next clip from 5 months ago.
Crystal Laser says, if I sent you a way to play Game Boy Advance games on your TV and a translated copy of Mother 3, would you be interested? That sounds like a lot of ifs and a lot of work for something that we don't even know would work. I don't know about that. That just seems like a lot of factors. The answer is not absolutely no. The answer is, how would that even work? You should contact me behind the scenes to talk about it if you're interested in it seriously. But as you know, even simply just playing current RPGs is an issue, retaining viewership and the like. Can you imagine me now trying to play an ancient RPG like Mother 3 that was never ported to American consoles?
He says, quote, "If I sent you a way to play Game Boy Advance games on your TV and a translated copy of Mother 3, would you be interested?" Unquote. Phil then says that sounds like a lot of work and a lot of factors, for something that we don't even know if it would work or not. Well, gee, Phil, that also sounds like a lot of fucking excuses to me. He then tells the guy to contact him behind the scenes and maybe they can talk about it. AKA, you have to guarantee him that you're going to fund that entire playthrough from start to finish. And you know I'm telling the truth. Just like Patriarchy funded Dangin' Grandpa. Just like Patriarchy funded when Phil played as Abigail on Street Fighter. Speaking of Street Fighter, just like Jack's Cuxor funded it every Friday night. And just like Tutankhamun was promised his own special playthrough as long as he funded it. Don't forget about that. But when I tell you Crystal Laser has been doing this for years now, let's see how many of you actually believe me, because it's pop quiz time. I wish I had a did you know graphic for the screen, because it would be up right now. Bonus points for you if you remember that Crystal Laser was actually part of the first To Catch a Pay Pig I ever made. And this was 2 years ago, before I even knew what the series was going to turn into. It wasn't even called To Catch a Pay Pig at that time. But let's take a look at a couple of screenshots from that video. And keep in mind, that video was from 2 years ago, but the messages in it are even older. He does a 100 bitch here and says, "Hey Phil, if I gave you the money one day, would you be willing to play the Shantae games when you have time?" And the answer to that question was obviously a yes, dum-dum. The next picture is 100 bitch here and says, "GBA marathon through emulators, Mega Man Battle Network, Mario and Luigi, Golden Sun, and more. I'll keep campaigning for it until everyone else gives in." Well, have they given in yet? Because I could have sworn you said the same shit last night. And then probably the best one, a 100 bitch here. So if I offered to get a Game Boy player and a GameCube for you, would you be open to Game Boy games? I know more than just me would like to see some games like Golden Sun. And Crystal Laser, you mind telling me what part of the playthrough Phil is on right now? Because you've been asking him for years, and he listens to his fans clearly, so I know he's played all these games, right? Otherwise, why else would you still be dumping money into him, despite the fact that he doesn't give a shit what you think? And normally, you like to think this idiot would wake up, but he's got a 0.0% chance of ever doing that. I clicked on a couple of Phil's playthroughs that I figured Crystal Laser would watch, and guess who I found down in the comment section talking to himself, trying to give Phil advice? Now, I'm not going to read these messages out, but I'll leave them on the screen in case you want to. And notice there's no likes, no replies, no heart on any of the comments. Again, Phil doesn't give a shit. And don't come up with the excuse that you're too busy to read the comments or give replies, because you only get like 4 or 5 every video. But if we can do it, Phil, with the amount of comments most detractors get, then I'm pretty sure you can do it. But as you know with DSP, if it doesn't involve money or how he can use you for his streams, then he ain't got time for it. But luckily for him, as soon as one idiot gets off the Ferris wheel, another one jumps right on to take his place. And Crystal Laser has been sitting in that same seat on that same broken-ass Ferris wheel for about 5 years now, and he ain't moving. Because as that little boy on the school bus said in Forrest Gump, you can't sit here. I'll talk to y'all on the next one.